Hey, what is going on, guys? Thanks for checking out this video of my sports, Gematria. In this video, I'm going to go over some UFC fights for Saturday, May 22nd, 2021. I'm going to show you both sides of each fight, and it's going to be up to you to determine who you think will win based on the numbers. I encourage you to add additional information on top of this if needed for you to feel confident in your own pick. And if for some reason you're curious to know who I'm picking in these fights, you'll have to join my Patreon. My picks are always in writing, underlined, and italicized. For more information on that, please read the description of this video. Wish you guys the best of luck in your picks today. Let's go ahead and get into the fights. We're going to be looking at the main event and the co-main event only. So we have UFC Fight Night Font versus Garbrandt. So we're going to be looking at that fight, Rob versus Cody. And then we're also going to be looking at Jan versus Carla. Both of these fights are basically pick'em fights, even money fights. So, should be fun. I have my daily numbers on this side, date numerology, Gregorian, Hebrew calendar. And then I have my game numbers on this side. I have Gematria UFC Fight Night, location, the class, and then I have one fighter right here, their name Gematria, their birthday to and from, and their fight record. Head-to-head Gematria in the middle, and then another fighter at the bottom, their name Gematria, their birthday to and from, and their fight record. So let's look at the co-main event, Carla Esparza versus Jan Zianin. So this fight's pretty interesting. Goes both ways, like everything else does. You can make a case for both sides very easily. You don't even have to go out of your way to do it. You don't even have to try hard. So for Carla, let's look at Carla Esparza. If she was going to win this fight, probably be because of the number 19. This fight is taking place in Las Vegas. Las Vegas sums to 86 and 130. The number 19 sums to 86 and 130. And Carla Esparza can get her 19th win for her career fighting in Las Vegas. It's the 225th day of her current age, and this fight is taking place on May 22nd, 5/22 or 22/5. Today does have 48 date numerology on the Gregorian. 48 sums to 61 and 133. The words Las Vegas, Nevada sums to 133. And Jan Zonin can become 6-1, like 61, for a UFC fight record in her career with a loss. Today is May 22nd, but it's the 142nd day of the Gregorian year, and it's the 225th day of Carla's age, and it's a total span of 142 days till her next birthday, her 34th birthday. And this is UFC Fight Night Font versus Garbrandt, which sums to 139, the 34th prime number. So Carla has some interesting numbers here for her. If she becomes 19-6, like 196, 196 has a square root of 14, I believe. Yeah, it has a square root of 14. So, some interesting numbers here for her. Carla Esparza sums to 49, which is just a reflection of 94. And she could become 9-4 for a UFC record with a win. And this is her 13th UFC fight, and she would keep her opponent on 13 wins for her career with a loss. She would get her 5th win in a row as Jan ends her 6-fight win streak today, having 68 date numerology on the Gregorian. 68 sums to 56, 5-6-6-5. So those are the numbers I would say are in favor in Carla. The numbers that are in favor of Jan Zianin to win this fight mostly come from the Hebrew calendar. Jan Zianin sums to 152 today with 152 date numerology on the Hebrew religious. It's the 341st day of her current age. Hebrew religious has 314 days left in the year, 314, 341, anagrams of each other. It's the 70th day of the Hebrew religious with 152 date numerology, a day leaving 314 left. And Jan can get her seventh win in a row as she becomes 7-0, like 70 for a UFC record with the win. The number 7 also sums to 70. And this is a fight between Janinen versus Esparza, which also sums to 70. And this is where Carla Esparza could potentially get her 7th loss for her career. Because again, 7 sums to 70, and it could just be a whole 7 and 70 thing. 341 days since her 31st birthday. She can become 7-0 like 70. Hebrew religious, 70th day, 314 left. And that would be the numbers in favor for Jan. She would become 14-1 for her fight career with the win, facing an opponent who's currently 33 years old. 33 sums to 141. And it's also 141, or a total span of 142 days till Carla Esparza's next birthday, which could go with the 141 here for Jan. So interesting numbers for both sides. Definitely take your time and just look them over. You can make a narrative either way, no matter what, every single time. And you don't even have to go out of your way to do it. Let's look at Rob Font versus Cody Garbrandt. Same thing. These numbers can go either way. You can do this every single time. UFC Fight Night Font versus Garbrandt sums to 319. Cody Garbrandt, it's 319, or total span of 320 days since his birthday. So he has that 319 distance from his birthday. UFC Fight Night Font versus Garbrandt, 319. It also sums to 139, the 34th prime, and it's 34 days till Rob Font's 34th birthday. So that's interesting as well. So if Cody was going to win this fight, it'll be because this fight's taking place in Las Vegas, Nevada on a day with 48 date numerology. And what I mean by that is 48 date numerology on the Gregorian. 48 sums to 133. This fight taking place in Las Vegas, Nevada, 133. And Cody Garbrandt can become 13-3, like 133 for a fight record with the win. He would become 8-3 for a UFC record, like 83. Las Vegas, Nevada sums to 133 and 83. So if Cody Garbrandt's going to win this fight, it's going to be because he's fighting in Las Vegas, Nevada on the 48 day, or a day with 48 day numerology, through and through. 133.83. I didn't see much for the 5 on Rob Font, 18.5. You know, nothing really jumped out to me on that one. Nothing really jumped out to me on the 8.4 either. Let's just type those numbers in and see. 84, 134. Okay. 185. 224, 163, 69. Okay. Nothing too crazy. But yeah, Cody Brown has some pretty good numbers here. On the flip side, Rob Font, if Rob Font were to win, it'll be because of the 19. It's kind of similar to Carla Esparza. She can get her 19th win. It would be the same kind of idea. Rob Font get his 19th win. Las Vegas, 86, 130. The number 19 sums to 86 and 130. But Rob Font has a little bit more going for him on the 19, just because it's 331 days, or total span of 332 days since his birthday. The 331 is significant. 331, because it's the 67th prime number. 67 is the 19th prime number. What's dangerous about that, though, is 331 is simply just a reflection of 133. Las Vegas, Nevada, 133. Cody Garbrandt could become 133, or 13-3. Or it could break down mathematically to the 19 for Rob Font to get his 19th win. I thought it was I do like that it's 34 days till his 34th birthday. And UFC Fight Night Font versus Garbrandt sums to 139, the 34th prime. Not to say that's a good thing for him. I just thought that was an interesting connection. It's just interesting. But Rob Font, if he's going to win this fight, I think it's mostly going to be because if he were to win, and if he's going to win, I'm going to say it's probably because of the Hebrew. 11th day of the ninth month on the Hebrew civil, like 119. 119 sums to 194, and that's what his record would be. It'd be 19-4 with the win on the 11th day of the ninth month on the Hebrew civil. And for Cody, he could become 12-4 for a record. He has two date numerology connections that go against him and for him. He could 48 date numerology. He could become 133 or 13-3. And we have 68 date numerology, and 68 sums to 124. He could become 12-4. So Cody Garbrandt, I mean, his record goes either way for date numerology on the Gregorian. It's either going to represent the 48 or it's going to represent the 68. The 48 gives him support because it is in Las Vegas, Nevada, 133 and 83. And Rob Font, 331 days since his birthday, is just a reflection of 133. But Rob Font has the Hebrew and the 19 potentially as well. So tricky matchups in these fight nights. I can see why both these fights are basically pick'em fights because you can easily make a case for either side, no matter what, and you don't even have to go out of your way to do it. I know some people like to pretend that it's not a possibility, but you know, it's not very hard to see both numbers. It's not very hard to see the 133 or the 124. It's not that hard to see, you know. So, all right. Well, I wish you guys the best of luck. Hopefully this helps. And thank you for watching. I really appreciate it.